My beloved, listen to me now, because these words come straight from my heart to yours. I see you, my chosen one. I see the weight you've been carrying, the weight the world doesn't even notice. They call it kindness, they call it softness, but they don't see the fire I placed inside you. They don't hear how your spirit hums with power even when your body is still. But I see it all. And I want you to know this: the ones who choose peace are often the ones who have the strongest reasons to fight. You've kept quiet when you could have spoken words that would tear lies apart. You've smiled when you were treated with disrespect. You've walked away from fights that you could have ended in moments. The world saw that as weakness. But I, your God, say it was strength. Your silence wasn't surrender. It was discipline. It was protection. It was obedience to something far greater than your pride. You were made to love, yes, but you were also made to roar. That fire deep inside you doesn't come out when you're angry just for yourself. It rises when truth is twisted, when injustice is loud, when darkness thinks it can win. That isn't rage. That is divine authority. That is the power I placed inside you, power that comes alive when my name and my truth are on the line. You're not just peaceful. You're not just gentle. You were created for a higher kind of confrontation, the kind that doesn't destroy lives, but saves them. The kind that doesn't burn everything down, but burns away lies. And I know you've felt pulled in opposite directions. One part of you wants peace, the other part wants to fight. And I tell you now, that is not a mistake. You were never meant to be simple or small. You were not made to fit in one single mold. I made you as a living paradox, soft enough to feel love deeply, strong enough to stand for truth when it costs you. This world doesn't know what to do with someone like you. They expect strength to always shout. They expect love to always be quiet. But you confuse them, and that confusion is holy. They see your calm, but they don't see the times you swallowed your words to keep peace. They don't know how your spirit felt the attacks no one else could even sense. They think your quietness means you have no power. But your power has never been in proving anything to anyone. Your power is in carrying it, silently, fully, until the moment I tell you to speak. Think about the times you walked into a room and the whole atmosphere shifted, and you hadn't even said a word. That wasn't luck. That wasn't charm. That was spiritual alignment. My spirit inside you was already speaking before your mouth opened. And when you finally do speak, the room listens, not because of the volume of your voice, but because of the weight of my truth in your words. I know you cry. I know you pray for peace. I know you long for people to understand you. But I made you to hold the tension, to be both anchor and arrow, to stay rooted in love and yet be ready to move when I say go. You don't fight to win arguments. You move to restore order. And that is why some people fear you, even if they don't understand why. They underestimate you because you wear compassion like armor. But remember, armor is not for decoration. Armor means there's a battle you were born to face. You didn't choose the fire inside you. I placed it there. And it's time you stop apologizing for the heat it brings. Some people are drawn to your peace, and then they poke and provoke you to see if you'll react. They wonder if you'll ever push back. What they don't see is that you've never been afraid of fighting. You've just been waiting for the right fight. Because, my child, you don't fight to protect your pride. There is a quiet power that lives inside some what's holy, a deep, you don't fight because someone doesn't need violence, your feelings, arguments, you fight when truth is at stake, When darkness tries to claim what belongs to light, they might look like anyone else. When heaven commands gently, not when your ego demands unnoticed. That's what makes them live something ancient, and yes, something powerful that the world isn't ready to face. Sometimes your kindness is twisted into something it's not, with swords or noise, but don't let that stop you. Light. Moving through the world hidden as ordinary people. You came to break the molds this world built out of fear. They're ignored, laughed at, came to show what true strength looks like. People often fear them without knowing that it's possible to love deeply and still stand to win battles. To stay gentle and still be unshakable, to be heard. When someone tries to hurt them, they don't fight storms with a single prayer. When someone insults them, they become the storm when I say because they understand that real power doesn't need to be loud. That is why I chose you. It doesn't have to be angry or dramatic. Not because you were loudest. Real power is calm, because you were toughest in the way the world measures toughness. And when that hidden power inside them wakes up, they don't have to do much. And you listen to my voice more than your own pride. That energy alone can break lies, tear down fake masks, and sometimes that hurts. I know. Through rage, but it also silence you can see what others miss. They can walk away. It means you can love when it seems impossible. They can break someone's pride or ego without saying it matters most. If you've ever met trembling inside, you know it's not what they say that hurts. Never mistake your trembling for weakness. Their silence becomes a mirror, and their absence can feel louder than a scream speaking through you. That's the kind of power they carry. Your strength isn't improving, you're unstoppable. Your strength is in knowing who we go deeper into this message, who lives in you. Breathe. You carry my name. You didn't come across this by chance. And that fire doesn't burn everything it touches. Maybe you've been light to the places that forgot what hope looks like. For answers, and this is it. So walk forward now. What you're about to hear isn't just words, in quiet confidence. It's something your spirit already knows. Don't let the world's confusion about your softness and your fire make you doubt yourself. If your heart is open and your soul longs for deeper meaning in a world full of distractions, gentle enough to heal hearts, strong enough to confront darkness, if you believe in truth, and when the time comes, spiritual justice that goes beyond what we see, even the enemy will have to listen. And if this message came to you at the exact moment not just to love, type 111 in the comments is a way of saying to the universe, I'm ready to fight for it when it matters most. Ready for truth. You are both mercy and justice, into who I really am, and wildfire. You're not running from the storm anymore. My beloved, you are exactly how I made you. Chosen ones don't waste their time arguing or proving themselves. Tall. And you remember, can insult them, the fire in you is not a flaw, or try to pull them into your drama, but it is holy. My beloved child, back. Listen to me now. They won't try to win you over, and they won't shout to be understood. People to feel you. Instead, you don't need to fight back to prove your strength. But that silence isn't weakness. Your true power is in your intentional, in your silence that can turn into thunder when words ever to speak. That silence reflects back everything you're trying to hide. Your war is not for pride, your guilt, it is for truth and for insecurity. And without saying a word, this holy chosen one becomes the loudest voice to remember it fully. You start to feel uncomfortable, become someone confused, maybe you just need to stop hiding because they did anything, but because the version of you that you keep covering up under polite face yourself, under patience, it makes behind you that nervous smile. That isn't the real you. They didn't have to do anything to defeat to survive a world that didn't know what to do with your life. Strength they carry. But you are not here to keep anything from a chosen one. You are here to reveal truth in a world built on pretending. Behind your words, you've walked into places where the air changed without you saying a word. Their energy is so clear and honest that explain why they can't survive around them. But deep down you knew. You might be able to fool everyone else. Even yourself, your spirit. But when you're around someone like this, all the pretending starts to fall apart. And you've seen what happens when you stop just nodding, but because their presence naturally brings everything hidden to the surface. How they change the subject, all the pain, how they pretend not to hear, and secrets you've buried. Child, you are not here to rise up, people comfortable. And at that moment, you are here to be the truth that no one can ignore, grow, or stay stuck and let your own darkness consume you. It doesn't need to scream. The chosen one doesn't destroy, he burns, and the room destroy themselves by refusing to change when truth stands in front of them. You're a reckoning. Have you ever felt uncomfortable around someone who was kind, calm, and peaceful? And that's why your life they did absolutely nothing to hurt you. That's why you've been tested again when a soul out of alignment stands too close to a no one can buy. No one can fake, chosen one and no brings a certain presence that feels like fire. Spiritual weight, but it also stings. This is why you've felt pushed. People living in denial or hiding from their true selves can't handle that. To shake your peace. They may start to avoid the chosen one, doesn't fear loud badly about them, or the enemy fears quiet even though the chosen one has done the right moment. Deep down, my chosen one, you have learned both. Their energy shines a light on things others don't, holding it back because you didn't want to hurt anyone. And when someone is used to wearing a mask, but now, being around someone authentic makes it almost impossible to keep pretending. It's time to choose truth. The true weight of a chosen one is only felt after they're gone. When they leave, it doesn't just feel like losing a friend or being partner. It feels like something much bigger shifted. Being bitter. That's because they were just in your life by losing your heart. They were placed there for a reason. Willing to say their energy kept things together around sometimes you without you even realizing it. It means they standing for your peace when no one claps. They brought even when they laugh at you, even when the cost of truth is loneliness. And just by being in your space, your life feeling more alone. Know that when they walk away, not being that rejected. Covering goes with them. You are being set apart. Things stop working because what I doors that were cannot be mixed with what is false. The peace they brought it cannot be made small. And only then do you see the truth. What you carry is just a person, and holiness is often ignored before it is losing respected. Someone like that doesn't just hurt your heart. Quiet. It shifts your not spirit. Because you lost your voice. You may have thought because you were waiting for the right moment. Maybe you laughed at them, doubted them, or pushed them aside. Has come. I give you permission now. Your actions would break over-explaining yourself. Happened. Stop pretending you don't see bring them down. Only made them stronger. Giving your spirit away in pieces became the very thing that helped them grow. You do not need to shout. The betrayal that was meant to destroy them became the foundation they built. Show up fully. The rejection gave them wings to rise even higher. Everything else while you stayed still, holding onto the real you, fear, the one that is gentle and strong, growing. Kind and fierce, silently, doesn't gracefully, doesn't shrink, spiritually, doesn't try to fit in. And as they rose, their progress started to walk with something back at you, a blazing spirit. It reminded you of where you stayed the same, and their very life between who they became and where you still are. So let the fire you've hidden burn now. Feel ashamed because they burn away the lies you believed. You felt it because their growth exposed your lack of it. You being kind meant being silent. They carry now. Because kindness never meant silence. The universe making you were not right. Sent here to stay around a chosen one feels like standing in front of the clearest mirror you've ever seen. To bring peace where there is chaos. They don't have to shine light where darkness somehow you feel exposed. And to do their it all without quietly your points out your harshness. You were born to walk this earth carrying the power of your inner chaos, so real that their steady spirit makes your gains and distractions obvious. That is who you truly are. You're not really angry and at you them. Don't need You're to force upset it with the version of yourself they make remember it. Because they're not judging you or trying to change you. Just finally they're just apologizing for it. But their energy is so pure that the parts of you that aren't true or healed can't stay hidden anymore. Don't wait for the world to understand before you become who you are made you're meant to be. And sometimes, let your break down trying to escape that truth shine, not realizing the chosen one wasn't the threat. And know this, they were just holding the mirror. I walk you with might you not notice around it right away, and within when a chosen one you were chosen, things begin to shift, and anointed for they this don't very wish harm or seek revenge. Remember, they align with it was never about trying harder. It was always about remembering deeper. And when they hand the situation over to a higher power, deeper than every voice that told you to stay quiet, suddenly, your peace fades. Underneath it all, things stop you already knew who you were. Something feels now off. Is the time to live it out. Not because they cursed you, but because they let go and let divine justice take over. Stand and when I move you to stand. What happens love is no longer fear. Up to you. Roar when truth the demands storm you face, and walk through this world not as someone who needs to you be may have seen, expected but them as someone who carries light that can't be to hidden. Drag you into a mess. Because that light is mine, chosen ones and I don't fight you for this very. They rise above it. They don't chase what must be changed they choose setting free what must be free. They don't waste energy trying to hurt you back. And in doing so, it's your time. They take away your power over them. Your words don't sting. Your actions don't reach them. What truly ends the battle is when someone who once cared deeply no longer reacts at all. That's when you realize they're not coming back. And they're not coming down either. Chosen ones understand one powerful truth. What you do to others comes back to you, often multiplied. So they don't try to get even. They let the universe do its work. Every lie, every betrayal, every cruel act, it returns. And by the time it does, the chosen one is long gone. They didn't need to destroy you. Your own choices did that. And that's the final, quiet way they win, by walking away while karma finishes the story. Now you can see, a chosen one doesn't need to yell, fight, or attack. Their silence speaks. Their presence shifts things. Their growth alone is enough. And if you've ever had one in your life, consider it a gift, because when they leave, the emptiness they leave behind is louder than anything they ever said. If this message touched something deep in your spirit, that's not an accident. You were meant to hear it. Type 111 in the comments if this came to you at just the right time. And if your soul is searching for more truth, more clarity, and deeper meaning, don't just watch. Subscribe. This isn't just a channel, it's a calling. Thank you for being here.